Everyone to stick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we do our watch list or go live, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UvH fam, links are below to our Discord along with our free options trading on Facebook. Tonight, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into the watch list. We're going to get prepared for this week, mentally, and start looking at some of the options that we have and kind of look at what the news is and kind of see how things are going to get. This is the first week in October starting on Tuesday. So historically, Tuesday is a down month. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, trends are broken all the time. So we'll see what happens. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it potentially could be a pretty rough month. Going into where we left on Friday, the trade war escalated with China, where we're trying to possibly delist Chinese stocks from U.S. exchanges to stop funding Chinese companies with American money. So that's what we were eyeing yesterday. Right now, S&P futures are up 11, Dow's up 95, and NASDAQ's up 36. So it looks like we're in for a little bit of a bounce. SPY right now is 296.55. Its lows were like 293.69. Now we're kind of mid-range here, back in the mid-range where we've been having some trouble on SPY around like the 297.50 area, which was hitting and kept getting rejected. The one thing that I will say about SPY, if we look at the 1 year chart, we're still descending, which we have been the last few days. We really need a break above 300 at this point to kind of break this downtrend right now. So who knows? There wasn't really any news this weekend to take the market down. White House was pretty quiet, but that could all change rather quickly. We could easily get a press release, as you could see on Friday. That's why you got to be careful. Take your gains, take your profits. Don't try to ride things too long, because as you can see on Friday, I did make a little bit of money on SPY calls on this bounce up here, but that could have been instantly taken away from me. So, you want to be very careful this week. That there's trade news. That there's these things going on. So it's in your own interest not to be greedy and take smaller profits, because it's better to take smaller profits a little bit at a time than taking zero profits and actually having to give up some of that position and give up a portion of your account, pay into the market instead of getting some back. So, for me, my game plan is just kind of taking it low and slow, doing most of my trades between open and noon, and really just taking it easy, putting on 1 to 2 positions at a time, not trying to over deploy my capital, not trying to do 4 or 5 stocks at a time and try to over trade or juggle a lot of different things. Because if news comes out, you want to be able to move. You want to be able to be liquid enough to move and make adjustments, and you don't want to have to take positions off of 4 or 5 stocks if the stock market starts to turn against you. So, I'll be looking at SPY right now. It's still on the downtrend. The other thing I'm going to be looking at is Alibaba as well. As you know, it's a Chinese company. They got hit pretty hard on Friday, down 5% pretty much instantly, and kind of just held down here. On the 1 year, we're still in a range. It could bounce, which it did around 163 area. Could bounce up here, back up to 175 area, but we could, if the trade war escalates, we could potentially see the 150s again, I think, on Alibaba. So might be a good play for some strangles on there. Premium's going to be a little bit rich, so we'll see what the pricing comes in on Monday and kind of go at it. I'm hoping that we move up on Monday morning, so that way we get a little bit of a premium crush that we will put our positions on, and then they can tank the market or whatever they want to do with it. Tesla is another one. Tesla is going to be releasing their numbers sometime soon for their deliveries. They're going to be, there was on the reason why we moved last week was due to a leaked email from Elon saying, hey, we have an opportunity for them to hit over 100,000 vehicles delivered this quarter. So that's why that bounced. But if they're weak, I mean, this could potentially come back down to 220. So you want to be careful. It's been trading in a little bit of a tight range, kind of between 240 and 220 over the last couple of months over the summer, and really just been pinging back and forth. It looks like it wants to fill this gap right here, which it dropped here on earnings, back up to 260. but we'll see if the market will let it and if the news will allow it to do so. The EV automaker delivered 95,000 vehicles in Q2. Is forecast to deliver around 95K in Q3. Although Elon Musk told employees the company has a shot at hitting 100K deliveries. So, we'll see. We'll see. You kind of want to take that kind of stuff with a grain of salt, because you don't know who's telling the truth. I mean, he didn't say that we're going to hit 100,000. They said they have that opportunity. They might hit it. So we'll see if they did. Hopefully they sold some cars over the weekend. NVDA as well. NVDA got hit with the Chinese news because they get a lot of the revenues from China. Went from 178 down to 169. Again, this has also been trading in a tight range, but this could definitely revisit the low 160s if things get a little rocky. It's been on the downtrend anyways, ever since hitting 190, and just kind of been slowly going down in terms of the 1 year chart. So, I think that any pops on NVIDIA probably should short, in my opinion. That's kind of what I'll be looking for, and that's kind of the action. It's just been kind of tapping out here around 179, 180. It does have strength, as you can see here. It does have a lot of strength, the dips, and there are rips, so you want to be careful, along with like Roku. Roku has, like I've been saying, has been consolidating around 100. Right now sitting at 99, but what we want is for it to consolidate before making its next big move. That way it can kind of crush premium. And that way it has, kind of gives us some direction, gives us some time to figure out, is it going to break down lower, down to like the 90s, lower 90s, and then 80s? Or is it going to try to make a move back up into like the 110, 120 area? So I'm not looking to make an active trade in there. I've just been kind of monitoring Roku because it was a big mover. We did make quite a bit of money from the down move, and right now we're just gonna wait and see. There is one earnings that I am interested in, which is Costco. Costco is Thursday. So I'll be looking at here mainly due to it being at near all-time high. So if they crush it, things are going to be pretty. It potentially could revisit 307, maybe higher. Last earnings was the catalyst for them to start moving up quite a bit there as well. Another one that's been on my radar here is FedEx, mainly because it's been chilling here at the 52-week low. It's been hanging out here, so I don't know if this is going to try to make a move back up. The reason why I'm not sure what's going to happen is because I feel like there's so many unknowns with the politics in the trade war that even though the chart looks good to buy calls, the chart looks good to buy calls, in the back of my mind I keep thinking like, hey, you could get really screwed here, because like on Friday this wanted to make an up move, and it looked like at open it had some trouble, and then looked like it wanted to move back up, but then the trade news just kind of killed it the rest of the day. However, it didn't really suffer that much of a down day. It was only down 20 cents on Friday, so it actually held up pretty good, which is another reason why I'm looking at it to possibly get long on. So we'll see what happens. If there's trade news, it's going to hold the stocks down, which it doesn't really matter what stock you're trading, because it's going to kind of hold the overall market down, in my opinion. So let's see here. What else do we have going on? There are some reports, this week coming out Friday. We're going to have the payrolls, the non-farm payrolls, the unemployment rate, average hourly earnings. Those are the big ones. See, how many people did unemployment rate decrease, increase, that kind of thing. So we've all been here before, but the first week of the month here is one of the most important. Also, we ended a quarter, so we're now into Q4 of 2019. So we're going to try to end this year on a high note. Obviously, nobody wants to be losing Q4 of 2019. I know that I don't. So we'll see what happens with the market. I mean, last year September was really, really rocky. October. Sorry, it's a little late here. I'm trying to get in the zone here. Last October, let's go into 1 year. Okay, let me reduce my size here a little bit. Last year, it was what kind of marked the downfall was 10.3, 10.4. So October 4th, we just started the downtrend. Went from 2920 on the S&Ps all the way down to 2700 in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So like a week and a half, a little bit more than a week. So, you know, it's gonna be interesting. We're relatively in the same place we were a year ago in terms of the number. When we were at 2930, we're at 2960 now. You know, so the stock market really hasn't grown. Like if you bought the dip here, you did pretty well. But if you held from like a year ago till now, you didn't really make any money. You know, going into 2 years here. Yeah, because we had a nice run in 2018 from the summer up to here, and then that just kind of crashes down to 23.46 eventually over after we had some sideways back-to-back movement here. So that being said, I want to say, hey, be on high alert because things could get a little rocky. And right now, I think we're supposed to meet with China October 10th. So that's still happening. So far, that hasn't happened. If anything does go wrong with that meeting could potentially get pulled, and then we could have some more trouble as well in the market. So, you know, we'll see what happens here. Are we gonna try to push above 3,000 again, or are we gonna head back down to like the 2850 area where we've been kind of pinging back the last few months here when we finally broke out? So we'll see. There's a lot of unknowns and everything's out of our control. So basically, trade small, take profits frequently. If you watch this video to the end, comment below, watch to the end, let me know. Let me know what you guys are trading. Like the video if you guys enjoyed the content. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.